Hey, TinyT Prepper here, and I guess every homestead or prepper probably ain't quite done until they get a tractor. I wanted to show you what I've gotten here, and I don't know what I'm going to do for sure, but as far as how I want to use this, probably I'll use it for mowing and maybe a few other things. But what I bought here is a Farmall M, and this is a tractor I grew up, started out driving. It was one of these, and I always kind of wanted one and bought this one in Wisconsin. Now, I probably wouldn't recommend doing things the way I did, which is to buy one in Wisconsin when you live more than 1,000 miles away, because I bought this actually a couple of years ago, and it's taken me this long before I finally got it down there. I found out after I bought it, it was a good price up there. That's pretty expensive to try and have one shipped down. It cost me probably as much as what I paid for the tractor, which is probably what I would have done, but thanks to my brother-in-law and sister, they towed it down most of the way down here, and I drove up and picked it up and brought their trailer back down, and we'll be taking it back here tomorrow. So, but anyway, got it down here. But if you're not comfortable, or if you've only towed some small things, I'd kind of discourage. I've done some towing and things, but this is a pretty good size load, and my brother-in-law, he does a lot of work with stuff like this, so probably not a biggest deal for him to take something to haul it across the country. But for me, hauling this to 400 miles one way down was was exciting, to say the least, especially when you hit road construction. I probably had more than 3 hours of delay coming back with the tractor, and a couple hours delay going up to go fetch it, and which made a 6-hour drive into 7.5, 8 hours one way, and 7.5 I guess it was, and 9.5, 10 hours coming back with it. And so it made for a long day to go up. I was thinking originally it was 3 hours, so make sure you check Google Map and stuff like that. But anyway, got it here safe and sound, and happy it's here. And now I'll go about getting this unloaded. Now, just show a little bit about trailers. This one's what they call over the deck trailer, and works real nice for something like this. This is 102 inches, my brother-in-law said, which is the widest legal limit you can have on a trailer. And it's real nice because you can put stuff like these in that have a wide wheelbase on them without any trouble, and they're real easy to work off of. And this one's real nice because he's got an electric lift on it, so yeah, this is real nice, and it pulls just fantastic. My truck, while it has a lot of pulling power, it's got that Hemi engine in it. It's a Dodge Ram, and so I don't have any trouble with the pulling of it. But the weight on the back is probably about as much as I want to do with the tractor on there. And I've hauled some other things, pretty good sized load and stuff with it, but probably you'd want a little bit bigger than what I have to tow very far. I towed this without any trouble, and it pulls easy and does a good job. When you hit the bumps, you notice it, because that puts a little bit more. I don't know if you're used to towing things, but when you hit rough road and stuff like that, that's the only time I really felt it. Otherwise, it pulled real easy that way. So anyway, I'm going to get this unloaded here, and what I'm going to do is got a tilt bed on it, and I'm going to tilt that back in and clear the ground. After, I'm going to first unhook the chains on it and get those off, put it in gear, and I'll probably start it up once on there just to make sure it starts all right, turn the gas on and all that kind of stuff. Let me kind of show you here. It's a little bit windy, so I apologize for any wind noise, but it's always windy here on top of the hill. And as you can see, Farmall M, really good shape. It's sat there for 2 years. They used it some just to make sure it kept running. I'll have to put some air in the other tire over there. It's got a power takeoff shaft on it. It's got some hydraulics you can hook up. This one's a little bit low. I'll put some air in there. One thing about these, when they got fluid in them, which brother-in-law said they do, this valve stem here needs to be up at the top, or otherwise you'll cause some problems if you try to put air in it at the bottom. So just a little note on that. And you can see in there that glass valve, just to the right of that, there's a little lever there. You can see it in the video, and that's where you turn the gas on and off. And I'll be turning the gas on here. I'll put it in gear, or take it out of gear and test it, make sure it starts. But then once I get the chains unhooked, I'll put that back in first gear, and the brakes are set on it. That's the clutch on this side. But really nice shape, runs real good, he said. So I'm happy with my purchase. That way I would have liked to have had a 3-point hitch on it, but don't have it. You can see up there, the brakes have been pushed forward. That little lever down there, and where your foot sits, that's pulled up, and that locks that on so that the brakes are both on back wheels there. So I'll leave those set. When I tilt this bed back clear to the ground, then I'll just simply take the brakes off, put it in neutral, take the brakes off, and let it coast on down. So anyway, that's the plan. Don't have anybody here to tape unloading it, or I'd show you that, but I can show you how it goes here. So anyway, let me get these chains off. These are really nice tie downs for this, and get that started and get started getting it unloaded.